Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Lady Layer. Thank you guys for joining us today. So if you're here, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. Everything will be in the description box below. So today we're going to be talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and a little bit of Summer House. Summer House has been a little disappointing lately. We don't even know if y'all watch Summer House, but we usually enjoy Summer House. But it's been a little dry. Same storyline every week, and we're kind of over it. But we'll talk about it just a teensy bit.
We're going to talk about a segment of it. I don't even feel like we should waste our time talking about the whole thing.
No. We're going to talk about one part. Yeah. But let's jump into so a couple of things happened in the media this week as far as Love and Hip Hop Child. Real Housewives of Atlanta. We were talking about off camera the dynamic. We were talking about Shamia and Portia, right?
Yeah, and how they're Kandi did the interview where she was talking about how they aren't like close friends anymore, and like it was definitely given like Kandi, like if you want to be back on the show, you probably could, because why are you doing interviews about a show you're not on? Like
like
it's not just one interview, it's a few interviews, and like The Shy is about to come out. You got a play on Broadway. Like there's so many other things you could be talking about. Why talk about Housewives?
And I feel like she knew better, because what happened was she was doing like her speak on it or something like that, or no, her Amazon Live. Somebody asked her a question, she answers the question, but she goes into detail. Like she has been in the industry long enough to know how to avoid a question. She should have just said, you guys have to keep watching the season and see how things go, instead of answering a question where she was just kind of like, well, I mean, you can kind of tell that, I try not to talk about the show because I know you're not supposed to, but you can kind of tell like they are not as the same as they used to be. And she elaborated on it. So then after that, she goes on Angela Yee's podcast. And of course, she asked her about it because you spoke on it publicly. So now everyone keeps asking her about it. And it's like, now you're doing press for the show, basically, and you're not even on the show. So now people are asking Portia about it.
And Portia did what she was supposed to. She said, we're not that close. And if you want to see why, continue to watch the show.
Right.
Period.
Right. Because I feel like Shamia was doing a good job of kind of like pushing it to the side when people ask her. She's like, you know what, we're good. Like things happen, but we're good. And she will always just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like Kandi needs to back off and let them have their show. Like, you chose to leave. Let's leave it alone.
Right. But I did ask her this question, and you guys can answer in the chat. Do you think there's ever a chance of Kandi coming back while Phaedra is on the show?
I think that's a big fat no. I think that's a big fat no. Like, she really stood on the fact that she was like, no, I will never like work with that lady. And I get that. So I think if Phaedra wasn't there and it was just like Portia, Shamia, Cynthia, I think she would come back after things settle down. But like Kandi she's very busy.
But I think this would be, minus Phaedra, this would probably be a good group because everybody's friends. Like she's close friends with Shamia, she's close friends with Cynthia. Kenya would have probably still been on the show. Portia, so probably would have been a good dynamic.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it would have been good because everybody's in like different phases and different seasons of life right now. So yeah, I think it would have been good. But she seems to be content. I don't know. She keep talking about it, so I can't really tell.
Yeah.
She might be missing it a little bit.
Right. All right. Well, let's get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That was all you have for the buzz layer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get into buzz to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So pretty much, honestly, I feel like the show was kind of not that great either this week because honestly, I couldn't remember if I watched it. Like, that's the sign.
You know what? I couldn't remember if I took notes on it. I was like, I remembered I watched it, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was about. So I'm glad I took notes, child, because
I was like, did I watch it? And then I saw what it was about. I was like, oh yeah, I did watch it. And
it's the same story week after week after week. We talking about Spice. We talking about Rashida and Kirk with Yandy and them. Like, it's the same storyline week to week to week.
Yeah, exactly. So this week, Spice is talking about that she's gonna get rid of the cast album. She's continuing on with that narrative, even though we all know she ain't getting rid of it. And it was so easy for Kirk to convince her not to. Like, did he even talk to her for 10 minutes? Like, he was just like, you put your money up, you just need to go out with it. When I pay for an album, no matter what is going out. And she's like, okay, I'm just gonna take Bambi off. Like, girl, you should have just said that to begin with.
And Bambi never asked to be off of it. She was just confronting you on you being messy.
Right. And if you mad at her and that's why you want to take her off, or you think that she started the drama, you really barking up the wrong tree, because you should be taking Amy off, because Amy is the one who started the drama. Bambi is just trying to get to the bottom of it because she don't like fake stuff.
Right. But Spice don't like the fact that Bambi confronted her. She cannot stand to be confronted by anybody or anybody coming at her. She plays victim. Yeah. So I think that's why she's more so coming from Bambi, because she's like, Amy's ready to work. Bambi never said she wasn't ready to work, but she don't like people playing on her name. So it's like, you telling her one thing, you telling me another thing. Well, what's the truth?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So she starts coming for Bambi and her Spotify listeners. And like, Bambi is not really known as an artist anyway. So I wouldn't expect, I don't even know if she has a whole album or not.
I don't think so.
I think she got like, because she even screenshotted her. I saw on her Instagram. She was like, yeah, she's talking about, I got 11 monthly listeners. She was like, I don't even know if I have a Spotify account. Like, I don't remember setting up one. Like, I don't go on there. Like, she's not known to be a rapper. Like, she's had a couple of like songs on Instagram, but not nothing that she's been making money off of. So she kind of like kind of joked on herself too. Yeah. So I think that was a flop on Spice's side. And now everybody is going and following her on Spotify just to spite Spice.
But honestly, like, Spice always like to come for people's streams, but like, I listen to reggae and like dancehall and all of that stuff, and I ain't never heard of Spice. And the songs that they be playing by Spice don't be cracking. So like,
she never comes up on my, when I go and put in that playlist on Spotify, she never comes up.
Like, girl, have several seats. I feel like that's why you came and moved to America, because you wanted to expand. But like, babe, you're only probably really cracking in like Jamaica, maybe UK, because they got like a big Jamaican community. But like, I ain't never heard of you.
Anybody checking for you? If you wasn't on Love and Hip Hop, we would not know who you were
at all. Like, just say
it is what it is.
Right. Yeah. So then Yandy decides she wants to throw a couple strip. And listen, how did we get from you using Mendice's Instagram to text women to now you feel like you got a great enough relationship to throw a couple strip? Right. Like, I don't get it. And Mendice was like, it can't be therapy. It needs to be a couple strip. I'm trying to have fun.
Right, because they went on that show, the couples therapy or whatever, but yeah, they're not in a position to do that, especially when your husband is running around telling strangers that your relationship is complicated.
Right. So, that's why he was like, I'm not down for therapy. We need to have fun.
Right. And Zelle talk about, when they talked about who was planning the trip, Zelle was like, Yandy and Mendice's?
That's a fake marriage.
Yeah, they at least wasn't in a relationship right now. And like, I hate the fact that their kids are trolling them on the internet, because first it was Little Mendice's, now it's her adoptive daughter. I forgot her name.
What's her name? Sincere or something like that.
Yeah, I forget her name, but she was on there today, like making a joke about it. So the kids are trolling them. I'm just like,
they trolling themselves, because why would Mendice's post that birthday shout out that he took from ChatGPT? Like,
you guys, when Katrina said he got that from ChatGPT, I could not unsee it, because at first I was like, she was like, I think Yandy wrote this for him, and I'm reading it in Mendice voice, and I'm like, well, it kind of sounds like it could be him. She said, girl, look at it again, it's ChatGPT, and sure enough,
quotations, emojis.
Like, bro, you literally copied and pasted. You didn't edit it. You didn't take the quote out. You didn't change no words around. Like,
he didn't even try to plagiarize it. He just was like, "Look, I don't got time. Don't do it." We need to fire whoever wrote that for him, because listen,
ooh, that was embarrassing. So, Rod and Jazmine have a conversation, and she's basically mad at him because she's like, "How dare you talk to my baby daddy?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "I've been more of a father to him. I've been taking care of you." Like Rod and put all the business straight. I'm just gonna sum up everything that happened with them right here because we'll just go forth. But basically, she's upset with him because she's like, "You talking to the ops," but really, I feel like she's mad that Rod talked to Kirk because they got to confer stories and Rod find out the truth.
I agree. I'm like, if everything you're saying has been true, let them talk.
Who cares if they talk? That's better for Karen if everybody involved gets along. She's mad that now Kirk and Rod know the truth and they're kind of in cahoots with each other because Kirk had receipts. He's like, "Look, this is all the money I've been giving her." Rod's pissed because he's been sponsoring her lifestyle too. He done repoed the car. He's like, "I'm keeping your masters for your music." Well, that's what you get for allowing this man to spend his money. She took advantage of him.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he her pimp when they first got on the show or something like that?
Well, he was on there as her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know much about her. I didn't know she was doing those type of things, but
I don't know if she's doing those type of things. I know she works in the strip club, but I don't know. I feel like
be a waitress in the strip club. She always talking about her bar like she owns it.
Right.
And he was allegedly he was on the show as her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, who she still was best friends with. And so he kind of stepped in as a father figure to her son when Kirk wasn't around, whatever. I think her son actually calls him dad.
And Kirk Yaya.
Yaya. And so he was
But they posted something saying that Kirk posted something like a video of all his kids except his oldest kid calling him Yaya. So I guess that's his nickname. I don't know.
Right. So all the kids, he probably picked up on what the other kids were saying or whatever. Because it seemed like he was still excited to see him. It wasn't like he looked like a stranger to him or anything like that. But, you know, I feel like she just riding the storyline and then she got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because the man came and took your car right from the studio and you trying to act like you don't care. Like, he took my Tesla. Girl, he bought you the Tesla. And now he figured out you was lying. So.
And that's why I'm overly independent because I wish a nigga would come and take my car. You little Indian giver.
You put your whole life in the hands of a man that's not even your man. Like, that's whack. So.
Yeah, no. And then I hate that he called her, what did he call her? A crayon faced bee? Like, are you?
She said that to him first.
She said he looked like he eat crayons or something like that.
Yeah, she said that. So he tried to say something back to her using her same little diss or whatever. It was all childish. Like, it was a very childish argument. I'm like, that's the best y'all could do.
Right. and what makes him look like he eat crayons? Like, is his teeth yellow? I don't get it.
I didn't understand that either. I think she just couldn't think of nothing else to say. She was embarrassed because she's really looking at him like, you really doing this to me on camera? Like, she couldn't believe that he was doing that. So I don't know. But yeah, so then Karlie tracking her husband, child. I don't even know.
Ain't learn.
No.
Why would you marry a man that you have to track?
Exactly. And then she looking at him.
Date a man that I don't trust, let alone marry one. Like, you just want to have a miserable life because you don't trust this man. You never gonna be able to sit in comfort because you always worried about who he's with and what he's doing. Like, that's sad. That's a sad life.
And you rushed and married him for what?
So he wouldn't be with his baby mama who was pregnant while they was together. Like.
Foolery. How are you that old playing these type of reindeer games? Like, Karlie is a special individual and she's
a predator.
Yeah, she tracking him, she recording him, and she like Jekyll and Hyde, like she looking at him all crazy, like, yeah, because I wouldn't want to have to, because I don't want to go to jail. And he looking at her like, is she serious?
He shouldn't fear nothing. This like what her third marriage. She just talking.
Right. He's in for a whirlwind of relationship dealing with Cardi, but some men like crazy. So clearly,
obviously he like toxic because he married her. Yeah, because I know she was acting like this when they was dating. This is not a new behavior.
No, if he's seen it on TV, even remotely said her name in the streets, everybody would tell him the same thing. So he knew what he was getting himself in. She said the same thing. You knew who I was. You knew what you was getting yourself into. So I don't even want to hear it. And he ain't saying nothing else after that. So
right.
Spice had her.
Then Spice had her grand opening at the swap meet. Terrible.
Right. So last week it was like, okay, what kind of clothes is she gonna have in there? Is she only gonna have her little Gracie Noir, whatever it's called?
Swap meet clothes.
Swap meet. That dress that they gonna give Sierra.
No, dang her like wearing that dress. That nasty dress.
And Spice looked like she wanted to laugh too. Like she was embarrassed by the dress as well. Like, why would y'all hold up that dress?
And then they gave her them nasty silver sparkly boots to put with it. Like, girl.
Yeah, fake Givenchy shark boots.
Like, do you know who Sierra is? Sierra is not wearing none of this, okay? She wouldn't wear it to her bathroom a bit.
What about she needs to wear it for her man? Her man don't want to see that.
Right. I really wish they would have panned over to Zay so we could see his face when they said, you need to wear that for your man.
No, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah.
So after that, that's all we got for that's
for that. That's all we got for that. I was trying to think of something else, but that's it.
That was when Kirk convinced her to not drop the album. That was probably the longest conversation. We already talked about that. So moving on. Right. Zelle Bambi meetup. She gets to tell about her man. I'm so happy for her and her new man because he seemed like he really loved her. They had like a really good relationship. They love each other, clearly.
Yes, they're so into each other the way he speaks about him. And it seems like, okay, so this is what I like for Bambi. The way he speaks about her is such at like a higher level than what she was speaking about him like in the beginning. So it feels like he was more into her than she was into him, is what you want. But she's also really into him as well. But he puts her on a pedestal, is what I'm trying to say, which is great.
Yeah. And it just shows how life is whoever he's supposed to be with, it comes full circle. Because she said she met him 10 years ago before Scrappy.
Yep.
And now here they are together again, engaged, happy. Like, well, they're not engaged on the show, but now they're engaged.
Yeah, in real life. I said Bambi been hanging out with Sierra too much because she came in there with the pin curls as a style.
Yeah.
Sierra loved to wear what do you call that, Katrina?
What?
Like a pre-hairstyle as a hairstyle. Like you be having a half pinned curled half.
What do you call that? I can't think of it right now.
Like a set style or something like.
Yeah, it's like a like you just, it's a prep style. Like you prepping. Yeah.
Yes. She loves to wear a prep style as a hairstyle. Like she'll come in there with the big old silver clips and like that's her thing. So Bambi had that little situation going on, but she had a cute little shirt with her man face all over it, her fur. She came in saying what's cracking. I love that Bambi is so like LA. She's so LA everywhere she go. Like I love her.
But I feel like that's why she kind of clashed with them out there too, because they Atlanta and she LA, and it's a different type of thing.
Different.
Yeah.
Very different. Bambi want to keep it real. She want to know what's really going on. She don't want that fake stuff. Yeah. She like, if you don't like me, tell me to my face.
Right. You don't have to play in my face because I'm not really pressed to be your friend like that anyway.
You ain't gotta be cool if you don't want to be cool. Just be straight with me. Like,
right.
That's how we vibe. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So that's enough for Love and Hip Hop. Like, listen, same thing. Same old. Right. All right, let's get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This one was actually pretty good. Listen, Sutton was on here showing her little butt, not taking accountability.
Like, Sutton and Garcelle. Garcelle irked me.
Finally, she irks me every episode.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Dorit saying that she does not like getting naked in front of her husband. Girl, this is why y'all's divorced, or y'all are.
This is why your man is out here in these streets. He want to see some titties and some butts. Okay?
What do you mean? You don't get naked in front of your husband.
I feel like that's very old school. Like, you know, back when our parents and stuff, maybe our grandparents, you know,
Yeah,
you turn off the lights. You turn off the lights and you get busy and you make the babies.
Like Jennifer said, she said, you know, I used to, and then say, I'm ready.
Right, that generation.
Yeah, very modest, very old school. But this is your husband. Like, you should be able to bear it all in front of him. Like,
girl, I think there's something wrong with these champs. It ain't tasting like Monday.
I'm gonna send you the cork stopper that I have for champagne to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
because mine was opened on Sunday too, and it's still really good. It still has its still has the bubbles and everything, but I use a stopper that corks it up real good.
Girl, no. So that's the thing too. I just use the little silver part. It still got the bubbles. Like, it still tastes crisp. It's just the flavor is not the same.
Not there.
Yeah. I'm over here struggling. This is all that's gonna get drunk right here.
Oh God. Why did I write points so much? But yeah, so then the girls get into conversation, or they're already in the conversation at dinner, and Dorit starts to point out the fact that Sutton is being mean to her and she doesn't understand where it's coming from. And so they kind of get into it or whatever. And everybody starts coming at Sutton basically like, well, girl, yeah, you was being mean. And like, you have an issue where when someone has something going on, you constantly...
That's the boat.
Huh?
The boat.
Sorry. That was
yeah.
It picked up later, but basically, like Sutton, you can be mean.
Yeah, at the dinner, they were just talking about how, like, they was kind of like Kyle was kind of defending Sutton. That's what warmed Sutton's heart, because Kyle was like, well, you know, you did do the drunk joke and blah blah blah, and that's when Dorit did her little half apology and Sutton apologized for calling her a brokey.
And Dorit was not trying to accept that apology.
Right. And even Bose was like, girl, she's apologizing, like, acknowledge the apology so we can move on. But Dorit has been around Sutton for a long time, so she wasn't taking it. She's like, that's not a real apology. We gonna be back not being friends tomorrow. Like, I'm not accepting that. So so then so that was the dinner apology. And I thought this was so funny because Bose is like, well, you know, it's only night one and we've already gotten through it. And Kathy was like, girl, it's still a whole lot of more days. Like, they don't find a way to mess up this trip, okay?
Right. Okay, so also at the dinner, Bose brings up the fact that she went out to dinner and across the way, she sees Mauricio with a woman. And she calls Kyle or texts Kyle immediately. I don't know if she called her or texted her. I think while she was at the restaurant, she texted her. Then she leaves her a voice note with all the details, what the girl looked like, what he was doing, where they was at, what's going on. She asked her, if you want me to approach them, girl, what you want me to do? You want me to write? And this is what I like about Bose, because Bose is just like herself. And she was like, you know, me and Kyle had our thing, but I'm glad that we were able to talk it out, because little did I know I was going to run into her ex.
Right.
But I was ready to do whatever she wanted me to do.
Right. And she said, I had a back. Listen, I'm afraid to approach a man. Okay.
Right.
So what are we doing? Okay.
Right. And Kyle seemed to be happy about that. Like, you know, she was happy
like she had mixed feelings.
Yeah, well, she kind of smiled and went like this, but I couldn't see how she could have mixed feelings, because, like, okay, I don't really want to know what he's doing,
right?
But
so I feel like she had mixed feelings because she ain't used to having them type of friends. Because she kind of threw shade about the 3-minute voice notes, but like, if you ain't my friend is gonna call me and tell me every single detail. Like,
Kathy was happy. Huh? I said Kathy was happy about it. She said, "Now that's a girl's girl."
Right. Like, listen, if you are not my friend, if you just be like, "Oh, hey, I saw Mauricio at dinner," and that's it. Like, I need to know what she looked like. Was she ugly? Did they kiss in the mouth? Was they holding hands at dinner?
Was it the same girl from the photos? Like,
right.
Because she corrected that too, because Bo said he was there with his girl, and she was like, well, a girl. So she's still not ready to like admit certain things about their situation. And then here comes Garcelle, ready to ruin the moment. talking
Right.
about, well, we all want to support you, because Bose basically was like, I had her back. And then Kathy is like, yeah, I love that. Like, you are a girl's girl. Like, I love that. That's how we should be. And then Garcelle goes, well, we all want to have your back, but sometimes we don't know what's going on with you because of the whole Morgan situation. Girl, Morgan don't got nothing to do with what we talking about right now. And Kyle already told you she doesn't want to talk about Morgan on this platform.
Right.
Because she's trying to respect her privacy.
Right. And that pissed off Garcelle, because Sutton just let Garcelle take all the heat from Kyle about Morgan, and she just sat back. And I feel like that set up the whole trip about the vibe between Sutton and Garcelle, because after dinner they go back to the room. Garcelle's salty, she don't want to really fool with Sutton. She go to bed early.
Yep. She told her how she felt before she went to bed. She was just like, yeah, I didn't like how because her and Garcelle and Sutton talked about it before, but I think Garcelle also wasn't picking up on the cues that Sutton really didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
At first she was just like, well, I don't really think we should touch on that, whatever. And she was like, but she always wants to talk about Mauricio, but she doesn't want to talk about Morgan. And Sutton was like, well, yeah, that is annoying, but maybe you can say it like this. But Garcelle thought that once she brought it up, Sutton was going to have her back. Yeah. Now, do you think Garcelle did that to kind of try to sabotage their relationship? She was expecting for Sutton to have her back on that so that Kyle could get mad at Sutton again?
I don't know if she did it to make Kyle mad. Like, I genuinely feel like she wants to dig up drama on Kyle, and she was going to do it either way. But I feel like now that she's out on the island by herself and she's the only one asking about Morgan, like, it's like, girl,
nobody cares.
Right.
And she keeps bringing it up every chance she gets. Like,
she kind of in the back of her mind knew Sutton ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
She had to. Because like, even when they talked about it privately, she wasn't really entertaining it. Like, she kept trying to change the subject, like nonchalantly say, oh, da, 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 da. And then she like phrases it in a way for her to ask.
Exactly.
Sutton never said, I'll ask her and I'll be like, yeah, we saw you at the concert, la 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 la.
Right.
No, she said, you can say.
Right. And then I'm like,
this lady, I'm never not going to try to be her friend. And
exactly
piss her off.
Exactly. With the way that she acted in the green screen, she was like, yeah, Kyle stuck up for me. It makes me feel so good. Like,
right.
So that's why you was so angry with her in last season, because she wasn't showing you enough attention.
Right.
So then Erika kind of points out in her green screen how Garcelle is constantly coming for Kyle about getting more information, but we don't know who she's sleeping with. We don't know who she goes out on dates with. And it's like, we don't know anything about your personal life beyond your kids.
And Erika threw so much shade talking about, well, maybe she just peaked in the 90s.
Yeah.
And did you watch Watch What Happens Live?
So
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw a clip where Garcelle was like, I peaked in the 90s. Well, look at her husband. I'd rather peak in the 90s than be married to him. And it's like, girl, I would rather be married to my husband than be a hoe in the 90s, kissing and effing on everybody.
Everybody. Because all the people she named, it's like, dang, bro, you bought around.
Right.
On set with, you slept with.
Right.
But, yeah, I think, the whole Garcelle thing is just kind of like throwing me for a loop, because I'm like, why are you're saying that Sutton is fighting for Kyle's attention, but you're fighting for Sutton's attention the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The way you was
I feel like she's fighting for it that hard because this whole time she's been on the show, Sutton's been on the show, Garcelle's been writing for her. Like, she would look crazy if she just all of a sudden flipped on Sutton. I mean, she is gonna look crazy because she low-key did flip on her. I know that they're gonna come for Garcelle at some point. I don't know when, about her not sticking up for Sutton.
Yeah. And Garcelle even said it herself. She's like, listen, I'm gonna let her, fight her own battles from now on. Like, because I put my neck on the line, she didn't have my back, so now it's on her. If they come for her, I'm just gonna let her figure it out.
Yep. And my birthday twin, she delivered.
She did.
She said, listen, we gonna get there, but listen, Erika, she handled business. and she told nothing but facts.
Nothing but we might as well go there. We on the boat. Let's go to the boat.
Right. So look, leading up to the boat, Sutton thinks everything's good. She goes into Garcelle's room and wants to wake her up. First of all, never wake anybody up. That's not going to be a good situation. Right. Then they show this little collage of everybody taking thirst traps, whatever. Sutton tries to take a thirst trap, epic fail.
Before they had breakfast, they talked about what happened the night before. And they kind of like basically forgave each other, I guess. I don't know.
Well, not really.
Not really.
They
pretended because we can see later on that they didn't. But basically, they did put it on the table. Garcelle made sure that she understood why she was upset.
Right.
And then we move on.
Right. And then they tried to help Sutton take thirst traps, which was an epic fail. But listen, I take pictures like Sutton, so I'm not judging her. So then they go to the room with the other girls and they get ready for the boat trip. And like Sutton and Erika are cool. You think this boat trip is going to be lovely. Everybody has good vibes. So they're all sitting there chilling. Kyle and Dorit is talking together like old times on the front of the boat. And then everybody else is just sitting around kikiing. And Erika's like, so I want to ask you something, because I just noticed that whenever somebody is at their lowest point, you want to comfort them. Me, with my divorce, you came for me. Dorit, during her divorce, you come for her. Kyle, last year, she wasn't wearing her ring. You knew she was having marital issues, and you come for her. And I just want to add this. Diana, when she was on there and she had lost her baby, and Sutton had multiple miscarriages, and she obviously she didn't tell anybody else this, but she knows firsthand how Diana feels, and she came for Diana during her miscarriages, because I've been seeing that little thing on the news. And Erika's like, if you claim to be this girl's girl and all about and want to have this sisterhood, why do you always try to kick people when they're down?
Right.
And Sutton, of course, she blows up. She becomes the victim. I thought we were good. Why do you have to come for me? Da 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 da. Like,
she could dish it, but she can never take it.
No.
Like, you literally back people into a corner every prove it. But when somebody comes at you with actual facts and things that you have done, evidence of things that you have done, you feel attacked.
Right. I'm the victim. You always want to come for me. You're mean too. La 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 la. Like, in that moment, she should have said, you know what? That's true. That is the pattern. And I probably need to look introspectively and work on myself.
Because she goes, Erika, and you're the one saying this about me.
Right.
Like, Erika is just like, you know, Erika has lashed out at people, but she doesn't pick on people.
Right. Erika's responses are
reactionary. Yep.
If you don't come for her, she ain't coming for you.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. She will sit with her glasses, admire your outfit, your hair, your fashions, and have a good time. But when you come for her, please understand, she's gonna come for you, and you're not gonna like it.
Yep. But Sutton, you literally look for things to pick at people. Like she said, you wait till someone's in their lowest moment and you lay in on them. Like, girl.
Right. So during this whole thing, Garcelle is sitting on mute. She said, baby, you on your own. Like last night when I asked about Morgan and you said nothing, I've got no words. And Sutton is over there. Bring on the waterworks. I need a minute. Right. She storms off. She needs a minute. Nobody follows her except Kathy. And
that's the last person she wanted to follow.
Right. Sutton was like, look, Kathy, I need a minute. I need like 2 minutes about myself. And Kathy's still following her because, listen, Kathy is oblivious. She doesn't understand that. Sutton is having the realization that she is on an island. Like her bestie, what's the lady's name? The actress lady?
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly didn't even follow her. Like,
well, she did try to hug her a little bit. Oh no, that was the other night. Sorry,
no. Jennifer Tilly sat right there.
She might have said on the next episode of
right. Instead of consoling your friend, you gonna crack jokes,
right?
Yeah,
but yeah, Sutton, she brings this stuff on herself, but she thinks that nobody is gonna come at her, which I don't know why, but it's just like, girl.
Right. And Dorit just so happened to come back right in time to add her 2 cents too. Like, well, she's not lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Kyle was like, I mean, I got no words. It's all facts. Like, and that's my girl. I like her more than I like you. Child.
Right.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Can we pause it? I need to go wash my hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kyle was definitely just sitting there like, I know. It's all facts. I got no words.
And of course, Garcelle has to say something like, you see, I think she said it in the green screen though. Like, you see,
yeah,
how Kyle had stepped in for Erika. She didn't have Sutton's back. Yeah, Sutton thinks that Kyle is all about her, but look what she did. Da, da, da. But I feel like with Kyle stands on the side of what she thinks is right.
Yeah.
So she doesn't blindly support people like Garcelle does. Garcelle, Sutton could do no wrong. She got her back regardless.
Right.
Kyle is kind of like whatever makes sense at the time because she's friends with everybody.
Right.
So, which is
if she's gonna take somebody's side, it got to be defendable.
Exactly. And which I don't think is wrong, especially when you're friends with everybody. Like, you got to be honest with your friends sometimes. Like, hey. So.
Yeah. So then it looks like on next episode it's definitely gonna continue to go down. Like, listen, this is gonna be the trip from hell, and I feel bad for Bose because it's a beautiful trip, but
I said, dang, it's only day one. Like when Jennifer was like, yeah, I'm gonna unpack the rest of my things. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's only day one. Like,
but I heard that they're gonna turn on Jennifer Tilly too. Like, none of them really like her.
And I don't understand why. Like, I mean, yeah, she probably could be a little annoying, but yeah, she's a little annoying. But
I think she's annoying and she's like showy. Like, anytime she opening her mouth, it's about what she got on, how much it costs, how it's one of a kind.
But they also ask about it. Like, I don't feel like she comes in and be like, yeah, this is such and such. But she has the things, she wears her things, which she should. Like, why buy the things if you're not going to wear them? And they notice because they're all into fashion, they're into vintage, they know what's what, especially Erika. She's like, is that such and such and such and such? And she answers the questions.
But I feel like when they get into it, that's probably something they would bring up.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though they ask about it.
Yeah, like it's not her fault. And she even mentioned it. She was like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is so, I forgot whatever word she used. And they were like, no, we love it. We love it. But, you know, people say that, but they, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, well, let's get on to this lame summer house episode. I'm gonna say it's lame. It's just not as good. It's still warming up.
Yeah, it's not much to talk about. Like, a lot of people were missing. So Wes was happy that homegirl wasn't there, so Jesse could hang out with him and they can be butt buddies. And Carl was happy that Lindsay wasn't there, so he can flirt with girls and not feel awkward.
Which he shouldn't feel awkward anyway. She about to have a whole baby. Like,
her sonogram is sitting in the living room, please.
Right.
Like, come on. And so he's all excited about the party that he's throwing. He goes all out, which I feel like he always goes all out for parties and stuff.
I'm happy that he went with his business idea and he actually did the bar.
Me too. And I feel like it's perfect timing. It's a great idea. There's a lot of people who have gone sober, a lot of people who enjoy a good mocktail, and it's like alcohol is too much. I think it will do well, especially in New York City. Like, there's a lot of, it's a diverse group of people out there that want different things. So I hope it does well. Seems like a good concept to me.
I don't know if I'd go to a dry bar, and I'm gonna just say, because I don't know I've never had a mocktail. Like, what does it taste like? Is it like juice?
So I think what he's doing is an elevated mocktail experience, which I've had some really delicious mocktails when you use like different fruit infused syrups, or you use like fresh ingredients and muddle them together. Like, they can taste really good, really bold flavors. But most people, like, if you go to a regular bar and you ask for a mocktail, they probably mixing some lemonade, might put a little syrup in it or something.
Right. But I would imagine it would be like, just, it's a juice bar.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, okay, so I've had, like, when I was pregnant, I always get mocktails when I'm pregnant. And so when we go to nice upscale restaurants, they would like muddle together like fresh strawberries and mint and like sage and like, you know, whatever. And then they'll put like cane sugar in it and then put like some type of like soda, like a like club soda or something, and like make it taste real good. So, and then especially if you infuse different syrups, like you have like a peach syrup or you have, whatever.
Yeah.
So it can be really delicious. It tastes just like a cocktail. You just don't get drunk.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try one just because.
Yeah, and a lot of restaurants have those options now. Like if you scroll to the bottom, it'll say non-alcoholic beverages, and it'll tell you everything that it has in it. Or you can literally order a drink off their menu minus the alcohol. So
yeah,
I think it's a good idea, especially if they have food and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do think it's a good idea. I definitely think there's a market for it. It's just I wouldn't know what to expect because I don't order mocktails.
Right. And especially for people that still like to be social, which is something I've noticed about Carl, is like, just because he doesn't drink, he still goes to the bars. He still goes out clubbing with them. Like he still goes out and have a good time. So I think it's good for people who still like to be social. They just don't want or need the alcohol to have a good time. So
yeah, he does his little non-alc beers.
Yeah. Or like Kyle be drinking her non-alcoholic Heinekens everywhere. I'm like, that's gross.
Right. I would try a non-alc lover boy, but I'm not trying a non-alcoholic beer. Beer is nasty, whether it got alcohol or not.
Absolutely. So Craig comes this weekend and it's awkward a little bit with Kyle. So they're at the dinner table, kind of like acting like nothing happened. And so Jesse calls it out. They're like, no, we haven't talked. Kyle wants to talk tonight. Craig is like, I don't want to talk to you. Not tonight. We'll talk tomorrow. But then he goes and talks to Paige, and she's like, "Oh, are you gonna talk to him today?" And he's like, "Well, I don't want to be rushed, and I don't really feel like talking." At first, I was kind of like with Craig, like, "Well, if you don't want to talk about it right now, you don't got to talk about it right now. Like, he can't force you," because Kyle was visibly getting upset that he didn't want to talk to him right then and there.
Yeah,
and it's like, if I don't want to talk to you right now, and I want to talk to you in the morning, like, I feel like you could give me that.
But I don't understand the point of them even talking, because at the party, after that, when they finally do talk, Kyle literally doesn't take back anything he said. He doesn't want to apologize for any of his part in the thing. He just is looking for Craig to apologize. I wouldn't be rushing for that either, because if I don't feel like I owe you an apology, what are we going to talk for if you literally want to take no accountability for anything?
Yeah. And of course, Craig doesn't know that, but I think in the moment, I get what you're saying. Like, for Kyle, like, why are you pushing?
Right. Why push
it when you are not willing to take any accountability? What did he think Craig? Did he think Craig was going to be the one to be like, I'm so sorry? Like,
right. Like if Craig was on that time, then he would have said it from the beginning. Like he would have called Kyle before the house, because so that the house isn't awkward, and said, you know what, I'm really sorry if you felt a certain type of way about me trying to invest in that guy. I really wanted to invest in Loverboy, but he gave me an opportunity before you did. Try reaching out, never heard back.
Exactly, because I'm about to say, like, Kyle's acting like Craig never gave him an opportunity to match the offer, and he did.
Yeah,
but he had to move on it. Like, if you're dragging your feet, I got to get this money.
Right.
Like, you're asking me to miss out on money. And like, I really like the analogy that Craig used. He's like, listen, Kendall and Karlie both have alcohol brands. Like, there's 1,000,001 canned alcohol brands out there. You are not the only one. You're the only one that's allowed to be shown on this show for whatever contract you have.
Right.
But when you go look on the shelves, there's hundreds of them. So why are we acting like we can't both get money doing the same thing? Like, it's stupid.
Right. And it's not like Craig is a regular on the show. Like, he is not a competition. Even if Craig, Craig can't even bring whatever alcohol he invested in on the show. So what is the issue?
He feels like, as a friend, nobody else should drink anything else on camera besides Loverboy. But you're not paying these people.
Right. Like, and if it's nasty, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking it.
And you're Why would you? I would never expect for my friends to miss out on money if I can't like give them that. Like I can understand if it's like, okay, well, I'll match whatever they're giving you because I would prefer if you're going to promote a brand, I would prefer you promote my brand. So I'll match whatever they're giving you, or I'll go above and beyond whatever they're giving you. I feel like that's a fair offer. But to ask somebody to not get money is crazy. In this economy, please.
Right. And you know he's a businessman. Like
yeah. And they offer him like part ownership and like stuff like that. It's just like I just feel like it's completely unfair. Okay, so moving on to Paige and Craig.
Yeah. Craig needs to dump her. Well, they can't no more, but he needed to before her because she do not like him.
No, like, as long as I've been watching the show, which is only a couple of seasons, I'm like, why is this man with this girl? She clearly does not want the same things that you want.
Like, at all.
You're a country boy. She's a city girl.
But he's really not. He actually is from, I don't think he's from New York, but he's from like the upstate. He's not from South Carolina. He moved down there for law school.
But that's the type of life he wants, right?
Yeah, he wants a slow life. Like before he used to be out partying, and like I feel like because Paige was there with him, like when he got his life together, stopped partying so much, got clean and stopped drinking, like he feels like he owes her loyalty. And like that's why he looks beyond the fact that he wants to get married and have kids, and she's completely not interested. And like she just dismisses him and like belittles him and like this stuff. Like,
yeah,
she's always like, we got to talk to Craig like he's one of our homegirls. Like, that girl don't like
good for this, Craig.
Right? You deserve better. Okay, she do not.
She's never gonna want you the way you want her
ever. And no matter how much she keep promising, oh, in a few years we'll get married. Oh, it's not true. Every episode she shows you, like even on Southern Charm, this girl is terrified of having kids. Like if he even mentions whatever I was about to say. If he even mentions having kids, like she freaks out.
And the way she talks about it, the only way she's gonna do it is if her parents ask for it.
Right. Like it's like a burden for her.
Yeah. And like, I do understand. I don't understand, but from what she's saying is her career taking off is everything she's always wanted. And her career basically comes first. And that's what she wants. And he is kind of like, this is not the girl that I met, but this is who she's always aspired to be. And now that she has the opportunity, now that is one thing that I don't agree with him is like, I feel like he should support her in her career. Like to ask her, not that he's asking her not to go on tour, but if that is the case, I feel like that's unfair because granted, you met her a certain way, but for you to expect that she's never going to elevate is crazy. And if this is the path that she wants to take, like y'all both need to find a way to compromise, but also expecting her to not go further in her career is just like insane.
But I don't think that he's asking her to not do her career because he literally compromises with everything. What I think he's asking for is clarity on what his place is in her life. Like literally that's all he wants, because at the end of the day, like he's grown in his professional side of life too with her. Like granted he did, his business was taken off when they first met, but like, you know, now he has brick and mortars, like, you know, he's in like different stores and all of that.
I'm not saying he doesn't do well, but I'm saying like his dream is for her to move to where in that North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever. His dream.
No, so what I was saying is like, even with all of that, like she still knows that she's a priority. All he's asking is like, you got all this stuff going on. I think it's great. I support you, but I just need to still feel like I'm a priority to you. Cause right now I don't even know where I fit in this new life, you know?
Cause he's not.
Yeah.
And he probably will never, well, obviously.
Yeah.
In real time, their relationship is over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she made it clear, but he wanted to hear it from her mouth, and she never wanted to say it because she knew she would sound like an a-hole.
Right. But the thing is, she acts like one all the time.
All the time.
So just be honest.
Yeah, like it's in your character. We're not surprised. Right. And you're already showcasing that you really don't care about him. Like, She should have let, like we said in the beginning, she should have let him go a long time ago.
Yeah, she always tries to put on this persona like she's so real, and she don't care what you think about her, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm always be true to myself. So like, this is the time to like really be it.
Yeah, you
like,
keep it real with everybody else but your man.
Right, stop stringing this man along and hurting him.
Right,
and just be honest. Listen,
so is that why they broke up? She couldn't hide it no more.
I don't know. They don't like they. So Craig was blindsided, supposedly. He wasn't expecting for them to break up. I think they spent Thanksgiving together or whatever, and then the next week she calls and breaks up with him or something like that. So for him, he was completely blindsided. I don't know Paige's side. I think that on this show we'll get Paige's side, because on Southern Charm, they haven't even really talked about his side, but he's done like interviews, and then I believe that they talk about it on the reunion, like his side of it. So yeah, but I don't know. And then she already got a new man. Like, y'all was together for like at least 5 years, and you a month later you with somebody else.
Because she was already checked. She had been checked out.
Right.
Like, she been checked out. She irritated by him. She don't even want him there. Like, she's not really missing him when he's not there. She's acting like he is because he's missing her. Like, from the moment I watched that show, I said, she is not into him.
And it's crazy because he bought a house for them. Like, literally, the way he moves, he's like building the foundation for them, planning for a future, all these things. He's an idiot, but he froze his sperm for her because he's like, if I get into a catastrophic accident and I can't have kids, I want you to still be able to have our baby.
And the babies that she didn't even want.
Right.
So it's like all this stuff. I feel like he did do all that stuff for her, but it was really for him because he was trying to convince her to come into the lifestyle that he wanted for them. But instead of her being, she was honest about what she didn't want, but she still left it open for a possibility when she should have just said, absolutely not. I'm never moving to North Carolina or South Carolina, wherever the heck he lives. Like, I'm never moving there. I don't really want kids. Check back in with me maybe 10 years later and see if I might want kids. But no, I'm not in a rush to get married. I don't want children, and I'm never moving to Charleston.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what he needed to hear, but she kind of like said it in her own way, but also left the window open for possibility. And with men like that, I feel like you just got to cut it off and be like, listen, no.
Right. Because, she kind of made like this little snarky comment. He's like, well, can we have like annual check-in so we can see where we are? And she's like, yeah, I'll report and let you know whether you're fired or not. Like, oh, girl. She's got me on fire right now. Stop playing with my heart.
He's just taking breadcrumbs from her. And
right.
So we'll have to see how things pan out the rest of the season. But y'all, that's all we got.
All right. Shorty but goody. If you stuck around this time, like and subscribe.
Yes, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check the YouTube shorts. We've been uploading shorts, TikToks. So make sure you guys look out for those and like and comment on those as well. Those are shorter clips, so we need you to interact on those as well.
And Instagram.
Yes, Instagram as well. So I'll see you guys.
We're Lady Layer on all the platforms, right? Lady Layer.
And everything is in the description box. So that's all you gotta do is scroll down. And it's all right there.
All right. Bye, y'all.